Now I look, now look, I know that I missed last week's episode of ReZero, and it was a solid episode. You got more badassery by Priscilla, who right now is probably my favorite right now out of all the princess candidates. And you had our girl, the bard, basically get her backstory, and that was emotional. And we understand how Liliana became the character she is today. And then you see this episode, and you're just like, oh, yes. And this episode was amazing. This episode was fantastic. Regulus Corneus goes down. It's about damn time this loser loses his damn life, right? But holy heck, man. Holy heck. This was one hell of a freaking episode, bruh. One hell of an episode. The beatdown Emilia served Regulus. Freaking the how we find out what the hell this man's been doing. It's absolute craziness. And then it seems like Amelia's memories are coming back about, her past and everything, because you remember she forgot about them. Um and stuff like that. But dude, this episode was crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna talk most of the story. I'm just gonna talk about like the craziness that happened. So, at the end of the episode last week, we found out like this dude's related to this. He's got stuff in the names and the stars, and I was like, okay, how is this guy basically immortal? We end up finding out like this dude put like a pigment of his heart inside all these chicks, all his quote unquote wives' hearts. And basically, the only way to actually do damage with him or do damage to him is basically they have to kill themselves to get rid of his heart, the heart presence within him. And you just have it to where, Amelia, she comes in there, she gives this valiant speech telling them, like, listen, you guys have to fight it. Like, you guys can't be afraid of him. This is our one chance to get rid of him, and you gotta do it. And then you just have it where all the wives are just saying all these things like, I wish I could have told him this. I really do hate him. He's disgusting. I don't see how anyone can fall for a guy like that. And then she finally gets through to the main girl. She's basically that was attending to Amelia. And funny enough, her name is Sylphie. Don't know if they wanted to. Well, I think this. Well, actually, I think ReZero came out before Mukusho Tensei, but I'm like, oh, okay, Sylphie, it is. Okay, she's cute. And they come up with the resolve to do it, but then they realize, or when Amelia like listens in, she unto their heart, she realizes, wait a second. And then she hears that his part of his heart was within them. And when I heard that, I'm like, I'm like, this dude is twisted, man. This dude basically is staying alive, basically to the point that he's using these individual girls. And unless somebody wants to take him out, these somebody would have to kill all these girls. And you have it to where you get this emotional scene where the girls are all willing to die, and like, no, it's we'd all die if that means that like this guy Regulus can be defeated, right? And like you have it to where Sylphie was damn near about to slit her throat right then and there, but Amelia stopped, and then eventually all the other girls started picking up like a piece of glass, and they're like, we're okay with this. And you can clearly tell they're like not okay with dying and everything, and they're even saying like, we can go see our family and everything. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going to go see your family, because if you kill yourself, you're going to go straight to hell. That's what's going to happen. Right? So, you have it to where Amelia freezes them, and we find out later, like, she put them in a frozen, like, coffin status, like she did back in her flashback with what happened with her, and basically took on all the burden. And we essentially find out, like, you know, she's got the Regulus thing in his heart, right? And then you just have it to where we do find some interesting information about Betelgeuse, where like I think the way Regulus, formulated, like he wasn't really an archbishop or something. Like it was interesting from that point. I'm gonna watch somebody else's review to get more of a clear-cut breakdown of that. But if you want to also put that in the comment section for more of a breakout of what he meant by Betelgeuse, That was his name. But you have it to where Subaru uses his unseen hand, and he uses it to go inside Emilia, his heart, and then basically rip out the Regulus corneus, part of her heart. And then that's when Emilia just goes straight into work, and then they start kicking Regulus's ass. And when Regulus realizes, like, wait a fucking second, I'm getting wet. And then the fact that he's taking damage. My goodness, man. It was absolutely crazy, bro. And when Amelia slammed him into the freaking, wall, and then she just got up there and she basically like ba 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 going straight ham on Regulus. Um, my God, bruh. I don't know what type of hands Amelia's got, bruh, but she was beating the ever-living hell out of Regulus. And with all due, in all honesty, man, when I saw this man finally get his ass whooped, it was probably some of the best content I've seen. If there's one thing about this episode that was great, it was so satisfying to see Regulus get his ass whooped. Just absolutely just getting destroyed, man. Absolutely destroyed. And it was impressive to watch. It was impressive to see. My goodness. I could rewatch that clip over and over and over again. To see this dude finally get what was coming to him was amazing. And then only to top it off with Reinhardt coming back, and Reinhardt basically saying, like, your mistake was you threw me up to the moon because I could just go right back down. And Regulus like legitimately pummeled this guy, and I'm like, oh, he's in trouble now. He's in trouble now. Which is absolutely crazy, right? And then I found it so hilarious how Regulus like, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. You're using 2-on-1. It's 2-on-1. It's not fair. And I'm just like, but you never played by the rules. You literally held these wives of yours hostage so you can basically have immunity and keep yourself alive. How is that fair? And I found it absolutely hilarious how he was saying shit wasn't fair for him. They weren't fighting fair, but this dude was playing by dirty means. And then you just have it when freaking Regulus just stands on top of him. He's like, yeah, you can say it's not fair, but sorry, buddy. And he kicks him down. And throughout like the time he was fighting against Regulus, or not Regulus, Reinhardt, right? The thing is, since he has no more like connections to anybody, right? He was basically having to stop his and freeze time for his own heart so he didn't die. But then when he gets sent down into this crevice land, and what I mean he got sent down, the dude had like freaking broken bones and everything, right? And then he starts to recall the flashback and remember like who Emilia was, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember. You were with freaking Petal Goose and wife number 79. Referring to Fortuna, right? And this dude was like, you're that freaking he's all stuck in this freaking thing, right? And then the water's clearly going down. And he's basically like, I'm not gonna make sure you have the final laugh. I'm not gonna make sure you have it. And he tries to keep continuously stop like time, but the water comes in, and even if he could, there's only so much he can hold on, I'm guessing, until he has to let go of it up to time, because he's basically stuck down there, and essentially he would have drowned. So basically he's taken care of. He's dead. Hopefully he's dead. I think honestly he's dead, because ain't no way he's come back from that. He definitely drowned to death because he got flooded, right? And you see the bubbles coming up and everything. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. It was a great episode. Also, I forgot to mention, after Subaru used the unseen hand, she realized that Betelgeuse was actually Goose from her past and everything, which is a nice moment for her. And she started to recall some things, especially the fact, like, I feel like I saw him before regarding to Regulus, right? Because she did, she just doesn't remember. But it's nice, it's interesting to see that now she's getting her memories back. But yeah, but we're left off on the cliffhanger where we cut back to the fight with Garfield and our boy Wilhelm. Wilhelm's obviously confronting his wife that has basically been brought back from the dead, and we see it where Garfield goes into his freaking big gigantic tiger form. So we'll see where it goes on there. But this was a great episode of ReZero, man. Great episode. I'm just happy that freaking Regulus got what was coming from him. Now all we need to see next is freaking all I see need to see next is freaking Gluttony get taken down for good so then we can get Rem's memory back and even Crucia's memory back, right? And they can be back who they were. And then Capella, well, yeah, albeit Capella's a funny character, and I guess you can say if you have a kink for Capella, she can be cute. She's a psychopath though. She's absolutely crazy. That's the next person that needs to go. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. Again, with the Wilhelm stuff, I really do get death flags. Like he's going to like kill himself, and we also do find out that Reinhardt's now going around to go assist them and everything. So yeah, and that's basically it. But regardless, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you want to get more ReZero content or any other anime content uploaded to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or your night. I'm this video. Till then, guys, peace.